to raise awareness about climate, to get the whole issue of climate change further up the agenda, personal political agenda. We need to take it more seriously. We've got 12, if we're lucky, we've got 12 years to try and do something about it. Otherwise, we're basically looking at self-destruction. It's called Extinction Rebellion because we're one of the species that will become extinct if we don't do something about climate change really fast.
I think that climate change is one of the most deadly dangers that are facing the world. There's been a recent study which has pointed out that a lot of countries are heading for 5-degree warming by the end of this century, and that goes for most of the world. Britain is on the statute books. It says that we must try to limit the temperature rise to 1.5, but we're heading at the moment for 2.9 degrees rise, which is double. And so that everything that governments are doing is not enough to save the world, essentially. And I think that the dangers are so great. 55,000 people died in 2010 from the heat wave in Russia. The fires in California are linked quite categorically to the change in the climate and the state of the forests. The dangers that we face are catastrophic and enormous, and I think that it's no good trying to make personal changes to our lifestyle. We should do it, but it won't solve the problem. The problems are over the whole earth, and they're problems at government level. And it's what we are trying to do is we are trying to keep the issue in the public domain, to try and force our government to be much more stringent about cutting emissions, about adopting policies which will make a much bigger difference and a much more rapid difference.
Climate justice! When do we want it? Now! Who are we? Extinction Rebellion! What do we want? Climate justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Climate justice! When do we want it? Now! Extinction Rebellion! Extinction Rebellion!
I'm here in Piccadilly Gardens today with the Extinction Rebellion because I've been looking into the news about climate change, and I'm not sure that people realise just how bad it is and how much destruction and devastation we're facing and how much damage we're doing to the planet. And I honestly believe that if people realise how bad it is, that they'd all be joining us here to protest and demand that the government start, taking action against what is the defining issue of our time. I know that our politicians are busy with Brexit and the day-to-day, but this is an existential threat that we're facing. That never mind the threat to the animals that we've killed. 60% of animals have been destroyed since 1970. Never mind the threat to our seas and our air quality. In Manchester it's 1.5 times above the legal limit. But to our own species, to human race, we are facing possible extinction and destruction of the planet as a habitable place unless we take action.